Good morning from beautiful Santa Barbara, California. My name is Max Marmer. I'm the founder and CEO of TrueSelf, and I want to take a few moments here to welcome you to the next chapter of TrueSelf and describe a little bit about what we have in store for you. TrueSelf to date has been focused on building one of the world's best free Enneagram resources. And we're honored that so far over 127,000 people have trusted us with their time, attention, and an important aspect of their self-discovery and personal growth and personal transformation journey. We've built a great visual personality test, very comprehensive free profiles with probably more information for free about each Enneagram type than anywhere else on the web. We've built pretty detailed relationship compatibility profiles for how the different Enneagram types interact with each other in relationship, whether it's with your friends or family, business partners. We've built a product for teams and groups to understand how they all come together and what the composite personality type of the group is. So I've been studying personality systems and multidimensional psychology and philosophy for over a decade now. And we picked the Enneagram as the first model to start with for TrueSelf because it really gets to the core of who people are and why they do what they do. Well, technically, it's kind of an ego typology, whereas some other models that people are familiar with, like Myers-Briggs, explain how you process information and how you make decisions. And so that's more of the what and the how, and Enneagram is the why. And we believe in starting with why. Fortunately, the Enneagram is actually now even more popular than Myers-Briggs. If you search on Google Trends, you'll see there's more people searching on the web for Enneagram than Myers-Briggs. And so for this next chapter of TrueSelf, we are now ready to move beyond the Enneagram into multidimensional models of personality psychology and multidimensional consciousness. The Enneagram is just one aspect of a person's self. There's many aspects, and different models are helping us understand different aspects of ourself. Everyone is very complex, multifaceted, multidimensional beings. And so one of the things we want to do at TrueSelf is to help people make sense of this broader landscape and what are these different models, how do they point to different aspects of ourselves, and when is the right time to go into different topics or models or systems versus others. And that really depends on where you are in your journey, what you want to do, and where you want to go. And so we want to help both give you a sense of the overview of the terrain and help you locate yourself within it to finding the exact next step that will really unlock the next phase of your life. So the goal with the Enneagram is to learn about your type, which gives insight into how you're wired. It's kind of like understanding the model of car that you've been born with that you were never given the manual for. And we also want to emphasize that it's important not to get overly identified with your type. This is a trap that we see many people who study Enneagram and other personality psychological systems, as they get stuck in their type and justifying their behaviors. You are not your type. The goal of the Enneagram is to understand your instinctual conditioning so that you can see it and so that you can overcome those aspects of the conditioned self and find the freedom of your true self. Metaphysically speaking, your Enneagram type is like the vessel that your soul chooses to incarnate into for a particular mission. And your soul has been all of the different Enneagram types before. So once you begin to get beyond the ingrained pattern conditioning of your type, you can really tap into the full depth of your being and the full range of your expression and move beyond the limitations of your particular type. So in this next chapter of TrueSelf, I'm going to be serving as a host and guide through this landscape of multidimensional psychology and consciousness, recommending resources, programs, courses, leaders, coaches, mentors, all that can enable you to find your uniquely aligned path of personal growth and enable you to tap into this enormous potential and wellspring of your true self. So as a next step, I encourage you to check out one of my favorite features that we've developed on TrueSelf, our relationship profiles. And the relationship profiles I mentioned earlier, but they're a really detailed look into how your Enneagram type comes together with another Enneagram type and what are the unique interactions that happen. So, for example, I'm an Enneagram 5 primarily. I'm a 5-8-3 in our system, and my girlfriend, Jillian, is a 4 primarily, and her secondary types are 7 and 1. And so we can then explore in this relationship profile how the 5 and 4 come together in relationship, both the good parts and the more challenging parts, and how we can support each other. As an exercise, something we found that's very illuminating is setting aside 20 or 30 minutes to read the profile together. And you'd be surprised the number of sessions I've done for friends where I'm like, all right, you've seen the psychotherapist, you've seen the psychic, you've seen the astrologer, you've seen all these people. Let's take a look at your Enneagram type and read your relationship profile. And a number of times, like, wow, I just can't believe that we've just been acting out, really, like the dynamic between the 4 and the 7, like that's what we've been doing. And yeah, I'm glad you can see it now. So yeah, I encourage you to do that. It will really bring a lot to light. There's just a lot of typical ways that each type comes together and can get hooked. So presencing your personal type and your partner's type, or someone you're in a relationship, their type, really has the power to bring you more deeply into connection, find more mutual understanding, more love, more connection, more harmony. So we really recommend it. This taps into a core pattern that is true throughout the multidimensional psychological landscape, which is the idea of subject-object transformation, which is essentially there's usually something that's operating in the background that's hidden to you, a way that some belief, some structure, some system, and when you're able to turn that as a subject into an object, something you can look at, now you can start to work with it and transform it. So subject-object transformation is often likened to wearing glasses that you never knew you were wearing, that are often a particular color. Like you're wearing blue glasses and then you take off the glasses and you're like, oh wow, I can see things differently. And when you take it off, now you can see the glasses and you can work with it. And you can make adjustments, you can fine-tune the focus. And you really understand what it is that you're working with. So how can you get a true self relationship profile? Once you take the test from inside our system, then you'll be able to invite other people. When you send an email, someone else will get an invitation to take the test, or if they've already taken the test, they'll get an invitation to connect. Either way, once they've accepted it, you'll get a confirmation email to then view your relationship profile. We also have a relationship slider page where you can see all the different 45 combinations of how the 9 types come together. I'll put a link in the comments, and that's a great way to explore all the different types. So thank you for your time. I look forward to sharing the next chapter of True Self with you, and stay tuned for ways you can engage with me through Q&A. We look forward to continuing this conversation, this journey, and finding ways to collaborate and support each other. So have a great day, and we'll be in touch.